Hey, good day. I'm started reading this book by Hoffman, and but I came to halt because there was one thing he mentioned in this book which it puzzled me a little bit. He was talking about false assumptions, and he said there is a standard textbook case in cognitive science which is tasking people with attaching a candle to a wall and preventing it from dripping. What's the word? Preventing wax from dripping onto the floor. And so the condition is that you're giving a candle, a box of thumbtacks, and a matchbox box. And he said that most people fail this, and I think that's strange. So I've stopped reading and was thinking yeah, how would I do it? Well, one obvious one obvious way is, of course, just not to lit the candle, then it won't drop anything. But that's against the rules. You apparently you should lit the candle, and with my somewhat limited knowledge about gravity and how a candle works, it's like obvious you have to have a catcher. But my problem was not how to catch the the wax from dripping on the floor, but how do I attach it to the wall? And so you may want to stop here just to figure it out yourself how you would set it up. So I give you the time here to pause and think a little bit how you would do it, and then I continue to show how I would do it. So, okay, I basically see two ways to do it. So you have the match you have the matchbook here, and then you have a box of thumbtacks. So that box, of course, is an obvious candidate to catch the wax. What else would you use? Well, you could use the fold from the matchbox to catch it as well. But I want to use this for something else. So if I have the wall here, and if I have the candle like this, what I would do is to simply attach the candle like this to the wall, and then you have the thumbtacks. You just straighten it in here, and then you have the box here, which you use the thumbtacks to attach to the wall as well. So that's one way you could do it, and this will of course catch the wax when it's dripping. So it's a little bit puzzling. Why would most people fail? And if I continue to read, what it says is that people make an assumption that he writes, most people fail. They tactically assume that the box must do one thing, hold thumbtacks. They don't think to dump the tacks out of the box, to use the tacks to fasten the box to the wall, and to put the candle in the box. To solve the puzzle, they must challenge a false assumption. But I have a little bit hard time to to think you're giving an objective, you are tasked with something to do, and then you're giving some materials, and then knowing how things works in a reality, why would you not utilize the stuff you have? So to me it's a little bit strange. It's like obviously you need to catch it. Can you catch wax with a thumbtack? Answer no. Can you catch the wax with the sticks which you light the matches? Can you catch it with the matches? The answer is also no. So what can you use to catch it? Well, you can use nothing, but then you fail. So what are you left with? Well, you're left with a piece of papers. My first idea, because I don't exactly know how well it worked, was like I'm taking the fold from the matchbox and attach it to the wall like this, and then I make a hole here, and then I put the candle through that hole, and then below here I have the box. This was also a solution I was thinking about, but like none of the solutions I was thinking about was excluding using the papers to catch the wax. I mean, why would you do it? It doesn't make sense, and it reminds me about a guy who once was talking about he was talking about a guy. He was making a description of a guy. He was walking. First he was walking straight, and then he took a right turn, and then he took another right turn, and then he took another right turn, blah blah blah, or whatever it was. But he was describing somebody who was running or whatever it was in a certain direction, and then he stated that now you assume that you're walking on the street and are followed by a guy that runs after you or something, blah blah blah. He just made up a story from it, and I was thinking, no, that's not what I'm thinking. And then what he said was, what he actually was describing was a baseball game, where somebody was running through the corners in the baseball game. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine, but like from your description you gave from the beginning, I wouldn't make that assumption you said, because there is not enough information. So I was, and this was a couple of years ago, I've heard this dude saying this. It was on a YouTube channel, and I was thinking a lot like, well, he's just he's just making assumption that people is making too much assumptions just to prove a point which he wanted to prove. But this guy Donald Hoffman, he's not just anybody, or he's not a nobody. He's a professor in cognitive science and doing research on these things. So I assume he knows what he talks about. So when he's saying that most people fails this challenge, I'm prone to believe him. But in doing so, it also raises that question, like why do people make these assumptions? It's a little bit weird to me. Why would you exclude things that would help you solve a task? It doesn't make sense to me. Why make things, in other words, why make things harder than they necessarily has to be? That's kind of what you could say about it. Anyway, thank you for listening, and have a good day. Bye bye.